the issue is that if you do anything that's not, anything solid, the whole wall has to be re-engineered. It turns into a wall. And so versus it's a fence, the wind can blow through and all that. Even this stuff, I will call to order the meeting of the Apex Culture and Arts Advisory Board, our August 18th, 2025 meeting. So welcome everyone. Their first order of business, and I'll do some introductions of a new member and another new member who can't make it right now, but we'll do that in a moment. But first, we'll do the approval of our previous meeting minutes, which was for the Apex Public Art Committee on June 16th, 2025. So any questions or comments on those minutes? And a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
So we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. And then what we'll do is we'll all in favor, and you say aye if you're in favor, yet nay if you're opposed, but we'll go all in favor. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, so the motion carries. The meeting minutes are approved. All right, and Taylor is absent today, not feeling well. So David Wood is substituting for Taylor. Anything you want to add at the moment?
There's a few things in old business and new business that I'll get to when we get to that.
Okay.
But other than that, just glad to be here.
All right, thanks, David. Okay, so in the chairperson's report, so a couple of things I want to mention. First off, this is our first meeting of the Culture and Arts Advisory Board. Again, we were formerly the Apex Public Art Committee. And I want to welcome our new member. So Juliana, if you don't mind, maybe just saying a couple words about yourself and just your interest here, just, for everyone.
Yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Juliana. I'm incredibly grateful to serve on this board. I was appointed by Mayor Gilbert in July. It's been a pleasure. I'm a rising junior at Apex High School. I'm an intern for Mayor Gilbert, and I recently just got done doing the Governor's Page program.
Fantastic. That's great stuff. Thank you, Juliana, and really, really happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to it. We have one other new member who can't make it tonight. His name is Ranjit Hota, so we'll meet Ranjit the next meeting and let him do an intro there as well. A couple other things I wanted to mention. One is that you'll see on the old business and the actions and activities that we're taking on. Initially, there'll be a lot of public art focused work because we've been at that for quite a while, and we'll continue with all that work that we're doing and more. We have a whole lot of other things in the queue that we've been thinking about, but over time we'll add in other kind of cultural arts elements very, very soon, right? So it's a new board, so we'll start building up that kind of body of work as well. So you'll see that grow and change over time. Okay. A couple of other items I want to mention. One is if anyone has a chance to go to the Uproar Art Fest, I strongly encourage it. This is a outside art show that takes place in Hillsborough, Carrboro, and Chapel Hill. It's ongoing now. It started at the beginning of the month, runs till the end, well, August 23rd. So this weekend, I think, is the last weekend. Had a chance to go up there last weekend. I try to make it, it's an annual event, try to make it each year. Some really terrific stuff, and you'll see some art from artists we've had in our sculpture walk in the past, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, I encourage you to do so if you have time to do that. And then one other item I wanted to mention is if you haven't had a chance to go out to Pleasant Park and seen where the bench that was donated by Phil Hathcock and David Hill is located, it's been installed, and it's called Coming Together, and it looks terrific. It's in the park that's the kind of natural playground area, and if you remember that bench, it's made out of stone, so it fits in there amazingly. It looks like it was custom designed for that space. It looks terrific. Thank you to the Parks Department and the operations team for making it happen and getting that installed. Looks great. I know getting it there, it's a pretty hefty piece of art, so that was not a small undertaking, so I appreciate that. All right. On to old business. The first item up is the mural at White Oak Creek Greenway. I'll sub for Taylor on this one. So that piece is complete. So again, I encourage you to go out and take a look. It absolutely came out beautiful. I hope you've had a chance to go out there. Again, it's on the White Oak Creek Greenway, very close to 300 Cloverdale Road. So that area there's a kind of a curve on that road, and it's a retaining wall in that area. So, but of course, if you walk on the Greenway or ride your bike on it, you'll see it. It's really fantastic. Over 100 feet long. Several vignettes of different things you'd find in the natural environment, plants, animals, that type of thing. and it really came out terrific. So worthwhile to take a look at that. Sean Koenig is the artist, and we may have Sean come to one of these meetings and just tell us a little bit about the piece. So we'll see if that plays out over the next couple of meetings. Okay. Any questions on that one or anything? Okay. I don't have any update on the crosswalk art or the video project, so I don't know if Taylor passed anything to you, David, or we'll just push those to
It's
next.
currently under review with NCDOT.
Okay.
So that process will take probably about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So they will reach out to Taylor if they have questions along that review process. But
All right.
it's moving along. And
Okay.
we should have some more updates next meeting on that.
Okay, that's great. The design is complete, I know that, so as soon as we get that DOT approval, as long as there's nothing substantial that changes with the design, then we go for the final approval at council and then do some painting in the fall. Okay, great. On the video side, anything on that one?
It's sort of in a standstill. We're looking at alternative possible locations on town properties that we could move that image that will be more, I guess, better spot for it for various reasons. So we're kind of just under looking at our
Okay.
possibilities, something here on campus, maybe against the senior center, in here in the courtyard area. So different areas. So more to come on that as well. So
Okay.
I know it's been an ongoing, long
Yeah.
process. I appreciate your patience on that. And
Okay,
we'll get
thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
Happy to engage on that wherever needed, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions for that project at the moment? The Apex Sculpture Walk. So we have a piece that we are considering recommending for purchase. I don't want to mention which piece here today until we get a few more items kind of worked out on that. I have a couple of potential locations for that, but I think the way we'll do this is bring it back to the next meeting and make a more formal proposal on that, and then it goes to council ultimately for purchase. So so more to come on that, and I just need to connect with Taylor to work out some of the contractual items, conditions, that type of thing. Okay. But amazingly enough, we will kick off Apex Sculpture Walk 6 next month. So the process takes like about 8 months really, because what we start with is the RFP, go out to RFP in September, we'll get all the info in, and then we have our meeting usually right before the holidays to make our selection of the pieces. Then there's contractual items and a lot of other logistics we have to work out for the install in April. So it's quite an involved process, but we've been at it several years in a row now, so we've got it down to a pretty good it's a pretty good machine making it happen. But yes, just to let you know, that does start very soon. All right, art guide, next one. So Susan and I and Taylor met with Kendall Hart and Karen Cox from the town about the guide. We have provided content that we know of the art that we believe that we would include in the guide. The action right now is with Kendall. She's putting together a mock-up of what that first version of the guide might look like, and we're expecting that in the next few weeks. So I would expect at our next meeting, or maybe in the interim between meetings, we could share some of that content with this group and get your feedback on that as well. But that is moving along. So I think we're waiting for that piece to take the next steps, and I think we're making some progress on that project. Any questions on that one from anybody? Okay, Artist in Residence program. Finally, someone else gets to speak besides me. Brad, what do you got?
I don't think Taylor would have had anything for this. Did she? Okay. I need to follow up with Taylor. By next meeting, I will have a more formal proposal to put forward. But in general, the idea is an Artist in Residence program, having one artist come into the town every year as a kind of liaison for public art, potentially up to a $2,000 honorarium for up to 9 months. To do the schedule, we'd have to start in September, which I realize this first time will be a little probably too quick. But the culmination would be at Peak Fest in May, and they would help support the, we would have a booth for Peak Fest where they would help support some type of public art engagement. The program itself would include several different facets, including a potential public presentation at the Halley, so an artist talk, Q&A, demonstration, something along those lines. A similar public presentation at the Senior Center, potentially something along the lines of a youth engagement activity, like I said, Peak Fest participation. And they would be really, like I said, a liaison for art. They would, we'll get some more information from Taylor, but I don't want to say too much because we really need to see what we have available in the town to support this type of program before committing. But Taylor was open over email to it, and I just need to follow up on the logistics.
Okay, that sounds great. So yeah, maybe you can do that in between this and the next meeting, and like you said, bring it back for a kind of formal approval to move forward with that program.
I'll send an email tomorrow just to kind of kickstart the conversation.
Yeah, okay, terrific. All right, good stuff. Any questions for Brad on that?
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you for pulling that together and coming up with that idea. Okay, crosswalk art. Sean texted me right before the meeting. Unfortunately, couldn't make it tonight, so I do not have an update on that one. That's the Hunter Street Park crosswalk. I'll try to connect with Sean offline between meetings to make sure we have an update for next time around on that. Okay. We have so under new business, we have this printout here on this Ofrenda and Apex. I don't know, Dave, if you want to say anything about that. We were talking about a presentation, but I believe that's canceled for tonight. But yeah,
that's correct. So I'll give you a little update. We partnered with the artist Peter Martin, and we're going to create the first Ofrenda in honor of lost pets for Hispanic Heritage Month. This will be on display at the Halley Cultural Arts Center from October 24th through November the 3rd. The artist did a workshop at the Senior Center last week, very successful, had about 50 people in attendance to that. So he's going to be doing the same kind of thing at the Latino Arts Festival on September 27th. So the public will be able to get there, learn more about Ofrendas, what they are, the significance of the flowers and the marigolds and what they mean, and they'll be able to build those Ofrendas. And so that display, with the public kind of putting that together, will be at the Halley, and they will be able to go there and still add to that through the time it's at display at the Halley. So it'll be a kind of a really cool little art project there for the public and learn more about what our Ofrendas are and honor lost pets here in Apex. So got a flyer, so hopefully you guys can come out to the Latino Art Festival and participate in that. And if you can't make it then stop by the Halley from October 24th through November the 3rd.
All right, that's terrific. Thank you. Any questions on that one? Anyone? All right. Okay, next one was on budget. Taylor was going to share some information on that, but again, with Taylor absent, that might be pushed, or maybe that's even something that could be distributed just in between too, because
I'll get with Taylor on that, but
yeah, might be able to just do that
presentation in September.
Okay. And then finally, again, as I mentioned at the top of the meeting, the focus has been on art, public art, like visual arts in the past. So we want to expand ourselves into more of the cultural arts as well. And just wanted to just open forum here for a moment to see if there's anyone that has anything they would like to comment on or mention that maybe as an idea that we want to eventually explore and try to figure out from a cultural arts perspective. And as you're thinking about that, there are a couple that I want to put on the table. One came from my conversation with Ranjit. He had I thought was a really good idea about kind of I don't know what you would call it, music moment or something like that, where there were brief periods of time where someone would play music in a certain location at maybe a fixed time, right? So people could come to understand or expect that. And just out in the public realm. So this could happen maybe in downtown, or it could happen at the senior center, or maybe at the schools, something like that. So as you're entering school for the day or something, there's someone where there's this fixed time at, just imagine, I don't know, a Thursday at 7:30 a.m. I don't know what time school starts, but as they're going in for 15 minutes, somebody's playing some kind of music. And then every Thursday it's something different, somebody different from the town. Maybe it's students and they want to play guitar, or they want to do something that they're interested in. Maybe one time it's someone from a senior center, and they're playing their favorite instrument and doing something for 15 minutes. So those kind of ideas that he had, I thought that was a really clever idea and something that maybe we could get behind. So he's brand new, and but I'm not, shy about putting him on the spot, I suppose, a little bit, because I thought it was a great idea. So we'll follow up with Ranjit and see if he wants to pursue that any further. And somebody else is interested in helping with that would be great. And then another idea that has come to mind, and we used to do this in Apex, is the music festival that we used to have. And it started as a jazz fest, and then it a little bit got too big for its own self, got very popular, and then became a little bit difficult to actually manage and run, I think. And so now it's kind of faded away. But that's something I've been thinking about, trying to figure out how we could bring something like that back in some form or fashion to Apex. So I have reached out to a couple of neighboring communities that do something similar, and starting to gather some input and ideas about pulling something like that together. So if anybody has any ideas or thoughts on how that might work or come together, I'm very open to hearing that and getting help with this one, because I don't really know anything about this, but happy to jump into it though. Okay.
We do have a concert this Saturday at the Nature Park Amphitheater,
Yeah.
7 p.m. It's part of our Rhythms and Reels.
Yeah,
So we
great.
do outdoor concerts in the summer. I think we have a couple left, and this one is Blue Cactus, kind of a folksy indie band. So
Nice.
it'll be nice. So
Excellent.
it'll be
Yeah,
good.
that's great. Those are usually very good, so thank you for sharing that. Okay, any other thoughts or ideas that anyone's thought of? Mhm.
Well, you were talking about the music festival, but maybe I thought maybe in conjunction we could add into there like a plain art and plein air. I know some other local municipalities have like a plein air festival where there's painting on site. I think there's some other groups that do it. I talked to somebody recently. I wrote down some notes, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But there was another group that did like a paint out, like a 1 day kind of event, but it could be more sporadic, to incorporate that into like some kind of music and art festival. That just might be a really great way to expand, that festival to something else. And then also, there's a group that does poetry. I think it's called Poetry in Plain Sight. But you were saying the music moments, but
Yeah.
it also, I was thinking maybe could be like poetry, like slam poetry or just any kind of poetry
Right.
too, like a reading, not necessarily like a musician.
Yeah.
But that Poetry in Plain Sight, they basically every month they bring us a new poem and we put it in our shop windows, and they do it all around. As far as I know, they do it around downtown Apex, but it might be kind of cool if there could be some kind of like, we're doing it in our window with a poster, but it could, if it would be really cool if it could be some kind of, I'm thinking of like those digital parking boards, but I was thinking about, something projected or maybe like a digital sign, maybe if there could be something up that would be along a nature path or just somewhere in the community, maybe that would have poetry that could like rotate around,
Right.
whether it's
Okay.
whether it's like a gator board sign, like a sign, or whether it's something that we could just digitally like update, like a digital signboard, something like that. But
Okay.
maybe that could incorporate like written word and poetry, literature into it too.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. Any other thoughts from anyone at the moment?
I like that idea of digitally updating. A dynamic QR code could be something that, because a single QR code thing could be updated with video, sound, anything else.
That's true too.
All right. I think that's the end of our formal agenda. Anything else anyone wants to raise?
Oh, just one question.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're still going. It's coming up on September, and I'm thinking about window painting. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
move
No,
forward
that's
with
good.
reaching out to the schools.
Yeah, I think that would be
Just-
great.
just registered that
yeah,
it's coming up on
that's
September pretty
right. So
quickly.
one of our annual events is the window painting in downtown at the holiday season. So yeah, I think
Okay. Let me go ahead and
yeah,
reach out
if
to.
you could
Okay.
reach out,
Yeah.
that would be terrific. Yeah, to
I'm
start
assuming
off
that
with
staff,
that.
the teachers are still there, so we'll go ahead and reach out to those teachers and just put it on their radar.
Mhm.
I haven't looked at the calendar, but I'm assuming the same Monday Monday before Thanksgiving,
After.
Monday
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving would be a good.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Thank you for thinking of that. Because, yeah, time is going to clip by here
Yes,
very
yeah.
quickly.
We're back
As
to
soon as Labor
school.
Day hits, we'll be like, oh, boy.
So it'd technically be December 1st would be the date.
Okay. All right. Any others? Okay, do we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
I hear a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.